Let's go into the Jackson story because I think
Okay.
that is really tough. I don't want to spend too much time on it because it's very
Yeah,
sad.
it is very
Um,
sad.
so I love wrestling.
I do
Adelia
too.
loves wrestling. She doesn't love some companies. If
I
you
don't
watched
love.
our
I don't
if
love
you
certain
watched our
companies.
live stream of I believe it was
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam, you would know
SummerSlam
who I'm
night
talking about.
two. The end of
Um,
SummerSlam night two. I'm ensured I will never watch that company again.
there you go. Um, there was there if you don't know Rampage Jackson was a UFC fighter, Pride fighter, champion. He has some sons who are also getting kind of into UFC or mixed martial arts. Rampage Jackson did do some wrestling. I believe it was for TNA
Okay.
for a minute, but not really. It was one of those things like celebrity or
Yeah,
athlete
celebrity kind
comes.
of match thing. Yeah.
So he has a son, Raja Jackson. I believe what was the company's name? The
Knox
promotion,
Pro.
Knox Pro. So they had a um, um,
A
event,
wrestling show.
yeah, wrestling show over the weekend. I believe it was the
I
weekend.
think it was over the weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, um, and from the initial footage, Raja jumps in the ring, and he spine busters Psycho
Stu.
Stu
Psycho
Psycho
Stu.
Stu. Um, Looks normal. Okay, this is a spot. But then we're not going to show the video. If you want to look it up, go ahead.
No.
But then he starts when he slams him pretty good.
He knocked
Um,
him out with the slam. It's pretty
yeah,
clear.
but then he starts raining down punches, and these are not wrestling punches.
Mm-mm.
These are UFC
Actual
MMA
punches.
punches.
Yeah.
And I think he hit him like 7 times before someone realized it was real.
Yeah.
Tried to stop it. He pushed them off, kept hitting him. Probably got 4 more punches in. Then they tackled him.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe you gave the name, uh, the epic Douglas Malone, who's the
Yeah.
one that
Is the
that
one that
tackled him.
got him off of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Now this was the initial video. Very sad. Stu ended up being actually in a coma, I believe,
Yeah. I think he is. Yeah.
and had to go to the hospital. What Adia didn't like, and she told me this, is they still pinned him in the match.
Yeah, there's video of this. If anyone would like the video, I can put it in our Discord. But they get Raja Jackson off of him. The referee is there. He looks at Stu, and then he gets the guy that was wrestling Stu to actually pin him and counts the 1, 2, 3, and then they proceed with medical attention. That's fucking bullshit. I'm sorry.
No, absolutely. I mean, when you realize that he was actually hitting him, the match should have been stopped. It should have been over. Um, but then we
Yeah,
got some backstory. We got some videos. So earlier that day, Stu and Roger
absolutely,
have,
Jay. The fact that they still pinned
yeah,
him was classless.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
You see them out back of the building. There's a bunch of
Mm-hmm.
wrestlers there. They're kind of just talking. Stu takes a can, puts his hand on Raja, and hits him. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks like it actually hits him. Raja looks upset because I think he didn't know what happened. Like
No,
just happened out of nowhere. But then
I
they're
mean,
like kind of talking and they're like, like joking and things like that. Um,
yeah.
we'll start off there. What did you think of that?
I mean, I the sort of like interactions with the crowd when you're a wrestler, I think you can go too far, but I don't think Stu necessarily went too far here. I think Raja's reaction to Stu doing this is way too far. But like I've seen like I watch AEW. I've seen MJF grab fans' drinks out of the crowd and throw it on them and stuff like that. That's one thing. I don't blame Stu for this in any capacity, but if you're gonna like smash something on a person's head, even if you put your hand there and then do it, you need to like talk to them first, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I don't blame him because the weird thing is it happens. They talk. You can tell Raja's frustrated, but then there's another video of them apologizing to each other and
Mhm.
having a conversation.
Mhm.
Like, hey, my bad. Da, da, da. So we're like, okay. Then you sent me a video of while the match is going on, Raja is
From
sitting.
Raja's kick stream.
Yeah,
We'll
he
talk about kick in a minute.
he's sitting in the spectator seats,
Mhm.
and he's on kick, and he's like, I'm gonna
He's
beat the
talking to
shit.
someone on the phone
Yeah,
while he's on Kick. Someone's live streaming him while he's talking on the phone. Yeah.
yeah,
You know what, Justin?
and
If you want to hop on for a second, that would be great. Get your opinion.
um, and he starts talking about how he is gonna hit this guy.
Yeah,
He's gonna beat the
he's
shit
he's
out of him.
gonna yeah he's gonna like get in the ring and hit him. Yeah, like
And was the slam a spot, or he
I
just?
don't think that this was a spot. I don't think he was supposed to do that. I don't think any of that was supposed to happen. I haven't heard that that was a planned like spot or anything like that. And it looks like he just got in the ring, grabbed Syko Stu, spine busted him, and then beat the shit out of him.
And that's where you think it was a spot because it was a spine buster. It wasn't like a
Yeah, but
unorthodox
like Stu
slam.
was standing up, so I think Raja just did the one thing he could think of to get him down to hit him. Let's bring Hambone on right now. Hi, Justin. How you doing?
What's up? So yeah, I got a little bit of a thing from the past, like with wrestling. So a couple of things. Home dude had the camera. The wrestler guy was probably told like, "Hey, we got a streamer here. It's Rampage Jackson's son. He's gonna like be maybe involved in just a little bit. Maybe not in an actual wrestling match because like if you actually watch like all the stuff leading up to it, when he actually so they get up there, then the guy's like, I don't know who you are, to the wrestler. And the wrestler actually looks down, and if you notice, he don't just like grab anything. He on purpose grabs like either a half empty or almost empty can that was already opened. So all it does is like fold up super easy. So he like
Mm-hmm.
reaches down, he like notices that one's like empty, it's not gonna hurt, and then he does the little thing like, oh, because like what Raja said was kind of like disrespectful, kind of to him, but the wrestler guy is just like trying to be like part of the show kind of
Yeah,
deal.
yeah.
And then once it goes down, he realized, oh, Raja didn't know like something like that could happen or he wasn't down for it. He apologizes. And then they get the idea of like, hey, you can come on and you can be in the wrestling match and we'll let you, get a little get back. I'll let you come in during my match. Basically, and they set it up for Raja to actually come into the ring. He didn't come into the ring without them knowing. The wrestler knew he was going to be involved in the match at that point. They set it
Okay.
up.
Okay.
So he was going to come in and like basically slam the wrestler. That was part of the thing. That's why the wrestler let him do it because it
Okay.
was supposed to be part of the deal.
I
So
hadn't heard
Raja,
that, so that thanks for the clarification.
yeah. So like he apologizes. Raja's like, all right, cool, I get it. He even admits, like, I get it. And they even handshake, they walk away. And then,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, they start, okay, cool, like this happened. It was kind of an accident. We're going to let Raja be actually part of the show, get into the ring and like slam this guy, body slam this guy or whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
then it'd be like, oh, yeah, cool. Like, this is kind of my apology. I'm letting you get involved in my match and like slam me or whatever. So that stuff happens. Then we have shots of a wrestler backstage that's like kind of pumping Raja up a little bit, like, oh yeah, get that receipt, man. You know what I'm talking about. Go in there and get yours. And what a receipt means is like, say like old school wrestlers back in the day wrestling, and one of them's real stiff. So basically, what that means is they're actually punching, and it feels like it's a real punch instead of a fake punch. And then the other wrestler would get what they call his receipt. Like, oh, he'll forearm him, but instead of doing the wrestling forearm, he hits him for real to get a
Mm-hmm.
little get back. Then that other wrestler realizes, oh, I've been a little too rough, so I need to like be a little softer with what I'm doing here and everything
Mm-hmm.
else because obviously wrestling's fake. So
Yeah.
you have that happen. Then he goes out and he sits like uh, in the crowd, like where he's supposed to. He's clearly set up to where he can easily get over the barricade to get into the ring like he ends up doing. So he's sitting there and he's on the stream. And basically, what's happening is there's people on there gassing him up again, saying, like, oh, you're a little bitch. I can't believe you let that guy hit you with that can because that was stream too. And he literally says, basically talking to the chat, like, oh, uh, how many subs do I get if I go out there and crash out? So he's basically like saying he's going to go out there and do something technically he's not supposed to do at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He even talks to his dad for a second while he's in the crowd, and his dad doesn't know how serious it is or whatever. His dad's
Mm-hmm.
talking to him, and he's like, "I ain't gonna be no bitch, man. I ain't gonna be no bitch, man. Nobody's gonna tell me that." So then the part in the match where he's supposed to come in, like the other wrestler, the Stu guy, hits the other guy or slams the other guy or whatever, and that guy rolls out of the way on purpose. That leaves, oh, this is the signal for Raja to come in. So Raja does his thing. He goes in there. So he grabs him. Everything's supposed to be kosher right here, and he slams him. Now, because he's not a professional wrestler and he's like a real fighter, or he's at least been trained, I don't think he's any good at real fighting. I think he's been beat a bunch. But like, because his dad's a UFC fighter and he's been real famous and stuff, like he's actually been trained. So he goes in there, picks him up, and does like a non sort of almost like a wrestle maneuver, but he doesn't do all the things that you need to do to protect the guy you're slamming. But that's not on him at that point. That's him not being trained. So maybe he messes up and slams him too hard and his head bounces off the mat, and that's what knocks him out. Then at that point, that's whenever you see what he does. He gets like, I've heard reports anywhere between 15 and like 25 free punches to the dude's like face, which could have killed almost anybody. Luckily, this guy was built like a tank. So like he didn't, or he was just a big guy. So like as of right now, he's not dead. He probably is going to have like lifetime nerve damage and stuff like that. But yeah, all the punches after that, everything through the slam, all that's fine. If he would have just got up and been like, take that and left the ring, everything would have been cool. It's the punches after that where, to be honest with you, man, I think there's going to be something kind of funny going on if he doesn't get like at least attempted manslaughter at that point. Because especially with him being trained, so when he hits somebody, it's not like a normal person hitting somebody, and him just keep doing it. Maybe if he had hit him once or twice and then caught himself or whatever, maybe there's not even a big deal. The wrestler might not even press charges.
It was a lie. And for that guy to be already knocked out and the way he was hitting him was wild.
Yeah. Jeremy says his chat seemed to be influencing him to do it for clout. Well, he definitely got it, but now he should spend time in prison. I totally agree. Jeremy also saying if you're going to do real punches, at least make sure the opponent is safe. Otherwise, why are you doing it? And Ferris says calling yourself a wrestler is a stretch, Justin.
No, I actually got paid. It was a little bit of money. I never was like professional level, obviously, on one of the big things. But when I was younger, I actually went around to the local like farm centers, is what they call them, like little places like that, and like did matches and stuff. So yeah. But the whole thing is like when you're at a wrestling event like that and you're a wrestler, like you try to basically put yourself into the mindset of like I'm this character. And that kind of thing. So you try to like, if somebody notices you or something, you're going to act like your character most of the time. Something like MJF, like you were talking about earlier. MJF like flipping off little kids and stuff like that because he's supposed to be the bad guy and everything. But he's not like that real life. And like I said, this guy, literally, Raja comes up there. He thinks it's part of the thing because he sees all these people filming. And then Raja says something like talking trash to him, basically. And he looks down. And it's like, oh, I'm going to grab this because it's safe. Because he doesn't just automatically grab it. He looks at it for a second, and then he kind of grabs it, and then he like kind of walks over there. And then when he hits him like in pretty much a safe way. It looks like he throws his hand up there, and he tries to hit some of his hand even when he did it. Raja didn't even like sell it or nothing. Like he wasn't even fazed by it. And that's another thing. Like I could almost see if he would have got like a minor injury, maybe like a cut or something like that. And all this kind of stuff. But, bro, you got hit with an empty can. If you're a guy and you've drank beer in your life, you gotten a little tipsy or whatever, you do the whole – and you do it even the hard way. You don't even do it from the side of the can like the wrestler did. You'll grab it from the end and like, and smash the can and be like, whatever. But, like, them cans are made out of aluminum, man. They're not crap. It's not like you hit him with like a weapon, like a true weapon or anything.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Suge, what are your thoughts?
I mean, this is probably the issue of why it's hard to bring in people that are non-wrestlers because you don't know what's real, what's not real. We've seen it before. I know you hate the guy, but Braun Strowman, Brock Lesnar. I mean, Braun Strowman need the crap out of Brock Lesnar. You know, and Brock Lesnar hit him one time, let him know, hey, you're being a little too rough, and then they were fine. Yeah, like things like this happen.
There's like an etiquette to wrestling.
Yeah,
like it's not necessarily rules. It's more like unwritten rules like they have in baseball. There's like things you're supposed to do and things you're not.
Yeah.
And Raja Jackson doesn't know that because he's not a wrestler. Like Justin said, he's a fighter. And he went way too far. Way too far. If the spine buster and all that was just part of the show that they had negotiated.
And he accidentally knocks him out.
And he accidentally knocks him out, that's one thing. But when he just wailed on him after that, that's where it crosses the line. And now Syko Stu, who knows if he's ever going to be the same again because of this. And we have some people on the internet. First, Van Dam tweeted out that he's on Raja's side, and then he corrected it on his podcast and said Raja should probably do some jail time for this assault. Mark Henry thinks Syko Stu is partially to blame. I don't know if I agree with that.
I mean, in any situation that involves more than one person, there's always going to be a partial blame to something, right?
Yeah.
So if the Syko Stu wouldn't have made the mistake of the initial mistake of like say hitting him with like the beer can or whatever that was like open and everything else, then even though he apologized, you can be like, well, maybe this Raja character feels something about that or whatever, right? Because it wasn't a planned thing. So maybe he slams him a little harder than maybe he would have to begin with. But there's a difference between, okay, I'm going to come in and slam you, and then you slam the guy a little bit harder and he gets knocked out from it and you walk away. There's a difference between that and what he did. What he did, literally, I don't want him, if I'm around where he's at, I don't want him around. I wouldn't want to go to a bar where he's at. I wouldn't want to go anywhere actually where he's out roaming free, because I know he could be that guy that you literally accidentally bump in his shoulder or something at a club, and then like he's going to lose it, and he literally could kill someone, like literally kill them because of the way he acted. Like something's got to change. I don't know what it is, but definitely that kind of person doesn't need to be roaming around free will on the streets. That's just crazy. Like that the just snap. Like I said, even if he would have like snapped for a second, slams the guy, and then he gets a couple of punches, but then he catches himself and you realize that he knew he made a mistake really fast. It was something that just like got him. But it was if you're a lawyer on the Syko Stu side, you're going to be able to actually bring up this is premeditated.
Yeah.
Because he sat out in the crowd, he talked to his dad.
There's
and then
video
he turned around.
on it.
Yes.
Like
it doesn't
he's
look
in
good.
real trouble. It does not look good. The company Nox Pro Wrestling appears to be a wrestling academy. With the founders being one of the founders being Rikishi.
Yeah.
And Rikishi's having drama with everybody right now too.
Rikishi's having some drama. The promotion is also encouraging their wrestlers not to talk to the police without the incident without talking to them first. I think that's bullshit. And Rampage Jackson has come out and threatened to beat up any wrestler who targets his son after this.
Another piece of information as well.
Yeah.
Is there's also just recently a video where it's Rampage Jackson and his son. I don't know why they keep filming these things.
They're like filming everything on
camera.
Because I think they blog. They blog. That's why.
Yeah. So like Rampage Jackson and his son is in the same room and they're talking about the situation, and his dad's like, "You messed up" and everything.
Oh, this situation, I didn't know that, but they blog.
Yeah, but they were actually filming them talking about this exact situation like not long ago. And Rampage was basically like, "You messed up, son. You messed up." And then like his son's like, "It's the cameraman's fault." He tried to blame the cameraman for filming the whole thing.
God.
And that's why he's in trouble, and not the fact. See, that's what I'm talking about. Even after the fact, a day away. For one, if I would have snapped like this, bro, I would have been in shock. I would have stood there until I knew this guy was okay. I would have went with this guy to the hospital because I would have been super sympathetic about like that. Yo, I just fucked up real bad. I got to be with this guy. I got to make sure he's not dead. Hopefully he's not dead. I'm like praying to God at this point that like somebody can save this guy and that he's not dead. And my stupid reaction didn't cause a person to die. But like he leaves. But like I said, he's even trying to blame the cameraman because, well, bro, what did the cameraman have to do with you punching the guy?
Yeah.
Like that has nothing to do with anything. That's not why you're in trouble, is because he filmed it. You're in trouble because you snapped, couldn't control yourself. You let a bunch of teenagers. I guarantee you his chat's filled with like 12 and 14-year-old boys or whatever, watching him do his little antics and stuff like that. And they're all in there. He let 12-year-olds like gas him up to be like, "Oh, I can't be seen as a bitch no more." He literally says that as he's walking to his car. "I ain't gonna be seen like a bitch." Bro, get your ass out of here. Could you imagine like if he doesn't go to jail and like he had like maybe somebody that doesn't know about this story, they don't know a lot about Roger because he's not super famous, and he like goes on a date with a woman and he like loses it on her?
Yeah,
Like,
like this is he needs
It's
to go
really
to
bad.
jail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really bad, and I think that at the end of the day, I understand. I understand what everybody's saying. I understand what Mark Henry's saying, but at the same time, this is why you can't. When you bring in somebody that's not a wrestler, you have to
Eh,
have a conversation
yeah,
with them
you
and say,
do.
yeah,
"Hey, if this happens, it is. We don't like to use the word fake, but it's
but
we're not. We
AEW,
don't mean it. We don't mean it. We're not like trying to hurt you."
I think it's fine with AEW and WWE because they have all the lawyers, they have all these people that's there, they're making sure
But they have a
everything's cool.
conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And this kind of stuff right here, where you're at a small event, like this is obviously just a small event, not a lot of people's there.
Mm-hmm.
These kind of events, you've got people that they make decisions and they do things that they probably wouldn't have did because there's more people involved in like the WWE and actual like big scale wrestling. And these little small shows and stuff, like some of the fans want to get involved, like and they love it, right? They want to get hit with a steel chair by the guy or whatever, right? Like just goofing around and everything else in a lot of cases. Like I said, the Syko Stu guy did make a mistake, but there's a difference. You see how he made a mistake and he like apologizes
Yeah,
for it
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
Yeah.
he has sympathy and then he even says, hey man, let's make this up, bro. I'm gonna let you come in the ring and slam me, like let's set it up, let's let you get your
Mm-hmm.
get back or whatever. I know what I did, you got mad about or whatnot, and I'm sorry, I made a mistake, like so let me try to make it up. I'm gonna let you slam me like it, hard in the ring and
Mm-hmm.
get a little comeback. And that ain't enough for that dude. Like I said, he went crazy. That's craziness. It's
Yeah.
craziness.
That is crazy. It's unfortunate, and our prayers go out to Syko Stu, and hopefully
Yeah.
he's okay.
Yeah, there's a
Um,
GoFundMe out there for him. People have noticed Chris Jericho has donated to it, and totally random, Kristaps Porzingis has also donated to it.
okay,
Basketball player.
must be a wrestling fan.
Yeah, and WWE had ties with Knox Pro Wrestling. It was a WWE ID promotion. They're doing that thing where they're trying to pick up indie talent as they're coming up and all that. That's been severed now. They've cut ties with Knox Pro over this.
It's unfortunate.
I
Unfortunate.
think that's kind of bullcrap because I don't know if that the Knox Pro Wrestling's involved in
Yeah,
this. Now,
but
I don't
but
like
the
what you just said about what they're telling the people is like, come talk to us before you talk to the
yeah,
cops.
that's not right.
The cops should be talked to first and foremost, like
Mhm.
without anything else.
Yeah,
But
the accusations that they're telling people to not talk to the cops and talk to them first, it comes from a few of the wrestlers that were on the show, that were on a podcast, and they had screenshots and everything that they showed on this podcast of the company telling them to do that. Um, Ferris, I said Kristaps Porzingis.
Pingus, Pingus. Is that your safe word, Ferris?
hey, that's what I think the name of the player
All right, Justin. Thank you for joining us. Really
Thank you,
appreciate it.
Justin.
Yeah, appreciate. I just saw y'all talking about it, and I was like, oh shit! Like I actually this is something I would have seen happen like with some random fans or something like that at a little show that's like these
Mm-hmm.
little small community shows and stuff. Because like I said, the fans just want to have fun. They want to be like into it and stuff like that, and they realize it's fake. And like I said, some of them, want to get hit with like a steel chair. Of course, like the wrestler's not going to hit like a fan as hard as he would maybe like one of his opponents or whatever because they know more about what they're doing and they can block it better and stuff like that. But like, there's fans that want to have this kind of stuff happen to them. It's like fun as crap, like you was talking about earlier, MJF doing his thing. A lot of fans love the crap out of that because they get it.
Yeah,
They're the bad guy and everything else.
yeah.
But all right, guys, I'm out.
All
Later,
right.
Justin.
Thanks for joining us, Justin.